extreme weather.
Right, shalom and praise you, Yahweh, Shem, 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 Dash. The ones to the apostle, salute you, brothers, teaching the way, the sincerity, and the truth. This is another quick one. I'm going to show you, this is more news and prophecy, man. The scripture says watch as well as pray. So check this.
The NHS has faced its most difficult winter in a generation, according to the latest data in England.
There goes them difficult winters, them dark winters. They always, like if you put together a lot of different politicians and leaders, world leaders, and Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe and all that, you always hear these people talk about the dark winters and stuff like that. Let's go.
Waits for treatment in most areas have been at their worst levels since modern-day targets were introduced. Indeed, doctors say performance continues to deteriorate, with little prospect of improvement. Well, with me now is our health correspondent, Sophie Hutchinson, and it's a pretty bleak picture, Sophie.
Absolutely. There's no question that this winter was probably the NHS's most difficult in around 20 years. It was around 20 years ago that many of those targets were introduced. They've all been going in the wrong direction. The overall waiting list now is a record 6.1 million patients. Over 300,000 patients have waited longer than a year, but it's those extremely long waiters, those patients who've been waiting 2 years or more, that are really particularly worrying. Those are people in need of hip replacements, knee replacements, hernias, that kind of thing.
People are jacked up, man. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And there was one, and I did a video on this before because they were talking about how you had people passing out in their houses, and the doctors ain't turning up. People having strokes and shit, and the doctors turn up 2 hours later. So now, when you go to Revelations 13, the scripture says, you've got Babylon the Great, right? Revelation 18, but you've got the mouth of a lion, which is England, which the whole world's under the spirit of Babylon, the vibration of Babylon, because Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand and has influenced the whole planet. Democracy and this whole system. But the power of the mouth, that's that England. So England, I'm applying that scripture to England because England's joined up with America. They set America up. So just like how you could have healed Babylon, it won't be healed. But the difference is with America is when it's completely destroyed, it's never going to be built back up. England will be. Because England at one point was called, England means angel's land. So England's going to be here, man. It's a mystic land. And the land is going to be here in the kingdom. America, on the other hand, is going to be a complete desert. All right, let's go ahead.
In April last year, around 3,000 of those very long waiters. But between December and January, in just 1 month this year, it rose by 3,000 patients, and it's now at nearly 24,000 patients, which is obviously a huge concern. The pandemic has clearly had a pretty devastating impact on the normal workings of the NHS. Some trusts are trying to do things differently, but think tanks are saying, really, we need more staff if it's to make a significant impact.
All right, Sophie, thank you very much indeed.
So there you have it. So these are the situations where you're at, and to be fair, you want to be staying out of the hospitals, and you want to be getting into herbs, and getting into your medical, your herbs, looking after your body, and faith and prayer. Okay. Making your tinctures or your remedies, all your different herbs and different things that you need, man. Natural antibiotics, stuff like that. Because you don't look like the scripture says, woe unto everyone that go down into Egypt, man. Egypt's gonna get plagued. Egypt's getting plagued. Imagine Egypt, America, Babylon, which the whole spirit's gonna be under this. This place is getting plagued. So hey man, it's time to start trusting in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, point blank. You know what I'm saying? Because as you can clearly see, man, they said they're failing. It's fucked. They're telling you that. telling you it's fucked. Right, with that, I'm going to say shalom.